No, I got to lean in.
You know, Antonio, you gonna forever always take that thing off mute, and you know we in the intro. You just-
We live. We live.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday in the world. We're
I
here
had
for
to
Real
make sure it
Housewives.
wasn't my audio.
Huh?
I had to make sure it wasn't my audio wasn't messed up.
It wasn't. You know, I would tell you if you was giving low budget.
And I
You
don't
know,
and I don't want to give low budget. So
well, you don't give what Chad gives, so it's okay. You know, we know. Happy Thursday, as I said. We're here for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, episode 15. We have one more episode, and I will say this. I'm so glad that we decided to continue it because I actually, no shade to the other shows, but I actually really enjoy doing this show because it's so entertaining to watch. There has not been one boring episode. Like I can't say at all. This whole season has just been great. Yeah, I'm in LA. If anybody asks, I'm okay. It's fine. It is bad out here. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it ain't affecting me other than my throat and my nose. Other than that, I'm praying for those that have been affected. And we should be fine. If anything happens, I'll let y'all know. But we good. And so then, how you doing? I know it's about to be a blizzard there, right?
Allegedly, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had to go to the grocery store today, get me a little.
Child, I got some chips. You can't even see it.
Talk about little, some little shit or whatever.
But,
huh?
What you pick up?
I picked up some stuff to put in my ninja slushy that I got.
There's a lot going on in the world, but we're here for the lean as always, as much as we can be. We're blessed to be here. Make sure I hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We did not do Potomac this week because we just didn't. Vacation was great, and we enjoyed another day of it. We did do Beverly Hills yesterday. That is up, and we will actually double up this past week's Potomac and the next week's Potomac, or upcoming week's Potomac on Monday. They're actually filming their reunion today, and Karen is not there. Apparently she's in some little facility. Maybe she went to Sing Sing. I don't know where she is, but she's not at the reunion. And you know what? I'm gonna say this: Potomac this season was a flop. I can't really think about anything that's been like great from that show. And so that's why I'm glad we have Salt Lake City, because like I said, Salt Lake City has not missed at all. This whole season has been great. So without further ado, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this crazy episode because we got a lot to talk about. I just finished it. I was crying, laughing. Such a good show. All right, so the last thing that we talked about was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Myself and Chad, they had the dinner. They're in Puerto Vallarta still, and at the dinner, there was a couple of conversations that happened. But picking up in this episode, there's aftermath of that dinner. Lisa left the dinner storming, crying out, whatever, because she felt like everybody was coming at her. So in this episode, we found out that Bronwyn went to speak to Lisa after the dinner. It was recorded, but it wasn't shown. But basically, Lisa is sitting thinking about how, wow, like, is this how they really feel about me? Because, this is the conversation that Bronwyn had with Angie, Whitney, and Heather. This was, I think, after the boat when Bronwyn went off on whatever and told everybody that she was having infidelity issues with, what's his name? Todd. Right? Todd. So I just say this, like, I put down this comment, I like Bronwyn and I still like her, but I've been saying for the last few episodes, she is not who I would have wanted her to be. Yeah. She has come off more as a pick-me. Like, even though she's let Lisa have it, she still wants that friendship. And I think her having that conversation was more evident that she clearly is trying to get in somewhat of a good standing with her. So yeah. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about Bronwyn. Like, I praised her from the beginning. I still think she's a pretty cool girl, but I'm not picking up. I don't really like this. Not because I like Lisa, right? But I'm about what is right. And, Lisa has not been the best friend to her this season. And so I don't know why she's still out for that acceptance of her. But like I said, this moment to me was evident that she still wants that friendship. And honestly, it still shows that Lisa is the heavyweight champ. She got everybody on the cast wanting to be her friend, except for Mary. Because Mary, thinks that she eats Taco Bell and has a bad diet. So, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so the first scene is actually with Heather and Meredith. And Meredith has not let this thing go about what Brittany was saying in the previous episode. So Brittany said that she heard some crying, she heard some coughing, asking was Meredith sick, and apparently somehow that transpired into Meredith thinking that she's saying that she has an eating disorder, maybe bulimic, right, or anything of that nature. And so she's just like, why is Brittany constantly asking about that? And Heather, because she's talking to Heather. Brittany is Heather's friend. Brittany is the person. Heather is the person that brought brought Brittany on the show.
Yeah.
So that makes sense or whatever. And so, in this moment, Meredith was like, I defended her. I threw Angie out of my house for her. So why would she be trying to, put together any kind of rumors, lies, or insinuate that I have all these things going on? Like, why would she not drop it? So, Meredith's like, I'm going to find out. That's what happens. Any thoughts on this scene or anything about Bronwyn actually speaking to Lisa about what was said before I moved to the bus? Because this was basically where everything kind of went down. Any thoughts here?
No. And in regards to Bronwyn, I'll speak on her after we kind of discuss what they discuss on the bus. But you pretty much said everything in reference to how I feel about her. So
okay, I'm looking through the comments. Amanda says, I like Bronwyn. I don't like her throwing everyone under the bus for Lisa. That's very true. Sean says, Bronwyn. It's Bronwyn, Sean. But Bronwyn, whoever that is, I'm just kidding. Bronwyn is needy, insecure, two-faced, and easily manipulated. I agree with like one of those.
Well, maybe two.
Maybe two. That's my opinion. That's my square. That's your rectangle, Sean. So that's how you see it. David said, chat, hold on, David. So that news flash, they didn't send out an evacuation notice to us and then said, oops, wrong area.
Stop playing.
I was about to get my little purse and get out of here.
Baby.
And then they're gonna say, never mind, wrong county. I'm like, really? Anyway, sorry. David said Bronwyn is kind of working my nerves just a tad. She not even a tad, she is on my nerves. Yeah. For about 2 episodes now, I'll say that. But anyway.
I think the first half of the season for me, like Bronwyn was doing what I'm like, this girl is like moving like she needs to move. But then it was something, it was like something happened and she just, started acting stupid. She started acting like her and Brittany were fighting for a spot or something like it's crazy. Definitely, though, as you already said, Lisa is that bitch because all
you
the girls
love her, hate her, but she got everybody want to be her friend. I mean, I'm sorry. It is what it is.
It's true. Lisa's that girl.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we'll move past that. So, yes, I'm safe. It was an actual wrong notice, chat. Ain't no fires near me. It is smoky outside, but it's just like I'm living in a hookah lounge, and I love hookah, so I'm okay.
No.
I know. Let me stop playing. But no, it is quite bad outside. Yeah. So anyway, they get to the bus, and Lisa pretty much brings up the conversation that Bronwyn had, and asking everyone like, "What did y'all say about me?" And so Bronwyn starts to speak, and Angie's like, like, why would you have a conversation, without us or whatever? It seems like, you were trying to cover your ass versus ours, whatever. And so Bronwyn basically says that, I was speaking, mainly about, me. It wasn't really about that. This is what I said. And so Angie uses this moment to throw Bronwyn under the bus by saying that, well, honestly, you were kind of more offended by what Meredith said. And Meredith called and Meredith's like, wait, what you mean what I said? But nothing goes there. So they're having a back and forth. Whitney comes in and says, like, Lisa, can you shut the F up and let them speak and tell you how you feel? I'm like, oh my God, that's not going to go well. And then we see Brittany pull out her phone and start to record. And so I think it was Angie that called it first. Yeah. And so it just becomes this whole big thing to where she's saying that she's trying to she said Olivia got an A on her math test and she was trying to record the seat and she wasn't trying to record. And I mean, these women go off I mean, everybody at this moment, they must have thought they saw Monica sitting right there because they all was just like, oh, hell no. Like they all are going off. But one person went off the most. And it was Meredith. Meredith called her vile. She called her disgusting. She called her, I don't know what was worse. Was the lashing that Meredith gave to her or the one with Angie telling her she was basically a whore, had high body count hair and point hair. But Meredith let Brittany have it. And then it's Mary in the back for me saying, get her.
Get her.
Get her.
That was hilarious to me,
man. And so apparently she records 3 videos on accident. And it becomes, like I said, everyone versus Brittany. So, she kind of basically goes on this whole spiel about, I'm sorry, this triggered y'all. Let y'all delete it. And then they get even more upset because they like, okay, what do you mean trigger? Like, you shouldn't be doing it. So then she says that she didn't know that it was an issue to be recording somebody. And Heather gives her this little history lesson, this lesson about wiretapping and just wiretapping laws. And she's trying to defend her, but she's also mad because, she got PTSD from Monica too. So she just like, whatever. So the bus stops and Brittany gets off the bus. She's crying. I laughed so hard because she was like hyperventilating. She was crying like, you're a child and you get your ass beat so bad that you can't even breathe. Like she couldn't even breathe.
And I was like, oh my God, they laid that lady
so hard because I was like, they really must have let that lady have it. I mean, we saw a glimpse. It's no telling what was said on that bus, but I mean, rightfully so. I get it. That's a lot for one person, but why are you recording a conversation? Like, why? And then lying about it. Like, Meredith wasn't gonna be, she was gonna be mad upset. It didn't matter what Brittany did. Brittany could have said the sky was blue. Yeah. And if it was light blue, Meredith would have said, you are a liar, you are vile, you said I have bulimic. It didn't matter, right? But Whitney goes and checks on her, and she kind of has a conversation where, she's trying to explain to her that, she only recorded a second, and if she doesn't trust her, just go check her deleted messages. And she's like, well, girl, you can actually delete those too. Well, she's like, go check my deleted messages. Like that, you can check all that. It's a lot of stuff in my phone. It was a lot going on. I'll stop there and get your thoughts. Like, how do you feel? And do you feel like, they kind of went in too hard on her, or was it rightfully done, or was it well deserved?
Well, it was definitely she deserved it. I think she actually deserved more. So if they gave her more on that bus ride until it stopped, she deserved all the discipline that they gave to her. Not only because of what I guess they experienced last year with having Monica in the circle and also she being behind a block. But it's like, my question is, what were you going to do with those videos? Where was she going to send them to a blog? She's new. She wants to, I think she likes to be in the public eye. Was that going to be her way to maybe get some good write-ups from blogs, so on and so forth? Like, what were you going to do with those videos? Because she told like 4 different stories. Initially, it was, I was trying to make a video for Olivia because she got 100 on her math. Like, and then somebody was like, they don't what everybody cussing and arguing in the background. Why would
She said she was trying to turn the camera around. She said she didn't mean to. She said she was trying to get the seat. She said she was trying to like record the area. Like
she told like 4 different stories.
It just didn't make sense. And I want to think that Brittany is like delusional and just unaware and blah blah blah. But she
is delusional. She is unaware, but she's also stupid. And because if you were going to do that, she was clearly going to. I'm not going to say clearly. I think she was using that, and that was going to be a little piece of her to get into some type of blogger situation where she's going, oh, you got first dibs on this, and then they release a little bit of it, so on and so forth. That's what I think that she was going to do with it. She was just stupid because she was recording it and she tried to hide it, but not a lot. It was so odd to me. It was
I'll say this too, not to cut you off. Salt Lake City their franchise is very, that's why like last season was such a big thing for them, because their production company, from my knowledge, are very they don't really play that thing when it comes to like blogs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I'll say this, I mean, I don't think it's anything confidential, but there was a point where I was in contact with Lisa, and Lisa had agreed to be on the show, have an interview on the lean. And I think she was basically saying like it was a point where they couldn't really like give interviews to just anybody. You notice you don't really see them just out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think it's become more of a Bravo thing now. But from like season 2 or season 1 onward, whatever it was, their show has been kind of like protected from like bloggers and stuff like that. You don't really see them doing anything outside of what Bravo approved. So it makes sense. That's why last year when they found out about old girl in this blog, it was just like such a big thing, and then you got this. So I get it.
Yeah.
But Brittany was wrong. 100%.
She was. And I do feel like to what started the conversation, which was the whole Lisa Bronwyn sit down. Bronwyn to me it was like she in her mind said, oh, this is a way for me to show Lisa how loyal I am. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell her this and tell her what everyone and what we were saying about her. And she wasn't just speaking on her, she actually spoke on the whole group and was saying, we were having conversations and I don't feel right about it, and I wanted to tell you should have pulled everybody in if that was something that you were going to do, and give everybody the opportunity to speak their piece about what they said at that time. If that's the type of person that you're trying to be, then be that person. If you're going to be, I don't know if you're going to either be Big Bad Bronwyn or you're going to be the one that cowers to Lisa. I'm not understanding, where she was going. And in my mind, I'm like, well, has she kind of already decided in her mind that she didn't want to come back, so she just don't care anymore? I don't know what was going on with it, but I am glad that Angie clocked it. Angie is kind of like last year, or she was just giving thirsty initially, but she's kind of
call stuff out.
She done warmed up. She done climbed up on me a little bit. Like I'm like, okay, Angie, I see.
Trying to be a lie. I'm sorry. I'm like the same. I have no issue with that. I mean, whatever. I think this is Housewives, so we have to learn to accept some of these ways,
Yeah.
But I think that she is like really performing. I mean, I saw her little video today from the reunion. She was just like, from couch warmer to first chair. I'm like, I know that's right. I mean, because listen, it's a true glow up. It's a true rise up. Because she's supposed to be a part of the first season, but she didn't make the first season.
That's right.
She wasn't casted. And so then season 2, they use her house. Season 3, she's on as a friend. Season 4, she's as a snowflake. Season 5, she first chair. It's like boom, 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 boom. So hopefully she keeps it going. What I will say about Bronwyn that I noticed is that every time, so she likes to pride herself on being very transparent and upfront. But if you notice, she never goes to Lisa right after something is said or done. Let's take, for example, you go back to Potomac, how Stacey, when they had the conversation about Karen having a problem, she went straight to Karen.
Yeah.
That's not what Bronwyn does. Bronwyn does say what happened and blah, blah, blah. But she does it after she has had a heated discussion or argument with Lisa. You know what I'm saying? So this time they had all that stuff at the dinner. So she went after the dinner to talk to her. The last time when she remember she had the first conversation with Whitney and Angie when it was cold outside.
Yeah.
And they said like, that Lisa attacks on the people because she wants their life or something like that. She didn't go to Lisa and tell her that until later after she had an issue with whatever happened on that trip or whatever it was. So she likes to prove her loyalty to whomever, but she does it after she's not on the best terms with that person. It's just like it doesn't really make her, credible when it comes to being a loyal person, in my opinion. So,
no, I agree with you. I do agree.
I can't see you, Antonio. I don't know if you're on your camera.
Oh, my bad. I didn't. No, I agree with you 100% in regards to everything. That's why I feel like it's like maybe I don't know. Bronwyn she clicked down a little bit. I still like her, and I would still like for her to come back for season 6. I just don't know how she would be integrated in that group as a new house, still a new housewife.
Bronwyn?
Yeah, Bronwyn. Still being new and still
she ain't got no friends.
And she don't have no friends on the show.
She didn't. I mean, Lisa don't want to be her friend. And then I thought she would have been okay with Angie and Whitney, but then they looking at her like, girl, we can't trust you.
Sideways, yep.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's nothing more than a self-production. I'm looking at the comment right here, actually, and I saw something just now. Oh, Give Me Shelter said, this is why I have a problem with Heather. She wants us to believe that Monica is so dangerous, but yet Brittany and Jen Shaw aren't. Listen, anytime Heather gets up there and gives her speech, her Heather Luther King speeches about the group and sisterhood, I look at her like, you supported Jen Shaw. So, and I'm not even talking about supporting her until she went to jail. I'm talking about you even let her give you a black eye and didn't even want to. So it's just like, Heather to me, like it's like fake outrage. Even with Monica last year, the receipts, the approved time, girl, shut up. Like, go back to the stuff that you have defended in the past, you know? But I will say with Brittany, she didn't really defend Brittany. She did let her have, at least in that moment. We'll talk about the next scene. Did you have any other thoughts on any of this? The bus, the recording, the girls versus Brittany. Anything on this scene right here?
They laid her out and she needed it.
Okay. Carrie said Heather is the only strong Two-Face I see. I agree. Heather to me is truly Two-Face.
Oh, for sure.
Strong is crazy, but I'm weak. I think Mary is kind of Brumman's friend. Yeah, I think she is, but I think Mary is so close with Angie. I think she would still be friends with Bronwyn. I don't know if Angie's going to continue to let Bronwyn into her life as a friend, because she has tried, and then Bronwyn goes and does the same thing again. So it's like, if I was Angie, I wouldn't. But Mary is free to do so, in my opinion. So they go and do ATVs, and then they have lunch. And at lunch, Mary is just like, Brittany, why are you so damn quiet? I'm like, Mary, I mean, y'all did just cuss her ass out. Like, I mean, why would she be talking? I didn't get them. I was like, okay, you gotta listen. We gotta have a show, right? So then Heather just basically speaks up and just talks about like how what she did was indefensible. And Brittany kind of explains her story, her case, but it adds more layers to it, more lies. She changed her story like 5 or 6 times. And I'm like, please stop. Like, they even showed it on camera, So then, Meredith is just like, listen, okay, I don't really care what they're saying. I think you're a liar. I defended you in the past, and you go around here saying I'm throwing up the things with my husband. Like, let's get back to that. And so Brittany kind of is just like, Meredith, I think you're looking for an issue. There's nothing to own up to. The only thing I haven't owned up to is one thing. And you know what I thought of? I thought of New York when she put her leg on the table. What's her name?
Aviva.
Aviva. Because it gave, only thing I have to lie about is this. But I was like, okay, girl, what is it? So she starts tearing up, and she's like, I want to go home. But there's one thing I have not owned up to. And I'm just like, okay, what is it? This lady says that she did not own up to actually being physical. I'm assuming having sex with Jared. And I'm just like, first I was like, huh? But then, as it started to hit me, I guess because of the Mormon church or whatever she's involved in, it was such a big deal to her. So basically all the times where they were saying she was sleeping with 1 man, 3 men, 8 men, 10 men, whatever it was, she was denying. But it sounds like she has just been out here. Not saying she did it with 3, 4, 8 men, but she denied having sex at all. She also didn't want folks to know that she drank wine. Like the battle that she's struggling with right now is like beyond this group. She has her own little demons and stuff that she's fighting. And I think she was kind of announcing that at this table. So everyone is just like, okay, I get it, but what does it got to do with you recording us? Like, what does it got to do with anything like that?
It did.
So it didn't. But Heather comes to her aid and kind of explains why it's a big deal from the Mormon church. And as she starts to explain it, whatever, Brittany's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm so screwed. Like, oh my God, everyone's gonna know I'm having sex or whatever she said. I don't know what she said. Bronwyn gives us some advice and talks about her own journey. I thought that was, so we know Bronwyn does not like Brittany, but she talks about her, getting pregnant and having to deal with that. And I think everybody at this table, honestly, can actually speak on, because they all were once or maybe Mormon or whatever they are, and they all live a non-traditional Mormon life, whatever it is. So I don't know why it was so difficult for her to kind of be open with this group. I mean, I can kind of see why, but they all, Whitney, hello, Whitney, even Mary, Mary everybody at the table can relate to that. And so she opens up about that. Heather speaks on it, as she speaks, Lisa on the side, like, preach, sister Heather, preach, sister Heather, and then Brittany apologized to Meredith, and saying, I'm sorry that you felt like I started a rumor. And Meredith says, not feel, you did. And says, with them glasses on. Any thoughts?
Well, it's like, I didn't know. I really thought it was going to be something bigger that she was going to say. I wasn't expecting her to say that, but it was like, and even with them women, like, it's like, girl, we knew. And it's like, now you're so wrapped up into this Mormon thing. However, you've been drinking since you've been on the show, like, and talking about guys you're dating and so on and so forth. So it was just, even with that, to me, it gave, I'm really dealing with this and it's so hard for me. So y'all give me a little break. That's what it was like. Okay, let me try and use this to gain some sympathy from them, so that they won't just keep going so hard on me. And until they got to Meredith, and Meredith was like, nah, Meredith not feeling that. I think she think Brittany was eavesdropping on her, not necessarily maybe had a recording, but Brittany was eavesdropping on her and heard something that she said, and she think Brittany might say it. That's kind of what I think. But I just think it was odd. It was odd placement. It had nothing to do with her trying to secretly record those women, and so she could send in some blogs, my thoughts, and it gave, let me throw this out there, and hopefully they'll feel sorry for me and they will, give me, kind of untighten the leash a little bit. Heather over there crying. It was just like, I'm so sick of hearing about these damn Mormons and they rule bylaws and damn everything. I'm sick of them. Like, stop.
Well, David said, you in good company, baby. Listen, trust me. Whatever you finna say, I guarantee you it ain't half of what these ladies has done before. I mean, hello.
Mary, granddaddy.
Whitney didn't somebody else's husband. Heather out here sleeping with Snoop Dogg and allegedly, and black men and stuff. Lisa eat Taco Bell every day.
Man, Lisa
Taco Bell every day.
Own a tequila company. So
so I get it. It was nothing to I get it. For her, maybe it was a big deal, but it was like, girl, I'm glad they kind of did support her a little bit in this moment.
Girl, you've been married twice. Like, that means you got a divorce. And from what I understand, that's something that's looked down upon in that community. Like, girl, go.
I am weak. It was good. Listen, she deserves some discipline. She got it earlier. I guess they all was like, okay, whatever. All right, girl, we with you. Sure, we got you. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is. But Meredith stood on business. She's over her. And Meredith, one thing about Meredith I learned, I think she can forgive later, but when she is like in the moment with you, it does not matter what she is mad. And I think what she really thinks is that whatever her and Seth were talking about, she heard it.
Yeah.
And she knows it. That's all. She just knows something about, because that's all.
Yeah.
Whether she was eavesdropping or not, I think she thinks it kind of proves that something was said that she didn't really want. You're supposed to be in private.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Yeah.
All right. So then they get back, and quick scene of, so this actually took me out. So Meredith goes back to Heather, and she's just like, okay, like, honestly, there's no way that she could have heard me, because I haven't heard anybody in the house. So how could she have heard me? I think she bugged my room.
was like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Heather went along with this for jokes and giggles. I don't think she truly believed it. But Meredith was dead ass serious.
Dead serious.
So they went in the room trying to look at the thing, trying to see where she could have heard her. It was so stupid. It was so funny to me. But I think Heather was trolling. Meanwhile, Meredith was dead serious.
Had Meredith down on her knees, looking up under the drawer.
Okay.
I was like, golly.
Child, I'm like Mary. Child, Meredith is not that damn entertaining. She's boring. Why we not listen to her?
Like, I don't think that would have been a room she would have wanted to bug for real.
Why would she want to bug that room?
Lisa or somebody like that. Definitely not Mary.
It was funny though. It was a good little scene. It was cute for Housewives. All right, so then they go to dinner, and then they sit down, and Lisa's like, "Oh my God, this is a nice dinner." And then before, within seconds, it becomes not so nice because Angie's like, "Okay, listen, I want to get back to what was said earlier about Bronwyn speaking to you, Lisa. Like, why would you do that?" And then Bronwyn says, "What I said to Lisa was about our relationship and about me." Whitney and Angie both chime in because they think that Bronwyn tried to cover her ass while leaving them under the bus, which honestly, it kind of did look that way just because, they didn't really have the chance to speak up for themselves. And when it got back to Lisa, a person that does not really like either one of them right now, it just looks like they were talking behind her back. Yep. So, I mean, Bronwyn needs to acknowledge that, right? But it don't really go anywhere because Meredith says, "Okay, listen, bring this back to me because I got to figure out what the hell was going on. I couldn't hear in your room. I couldn't hear in your room. So how could she hear in my room? It leads me to believe not only am I not sick and I was not throwing up, that you put a bug in my room. So what's the tea, Brittany? What's going on?" Brittany's just like, "What are you talking about? Like, why would I do that?" And she says that Brittany came after her like a raging beast. I said, "What, Meredith? What is that? What's a raging beast?" I mean, I don't know what goes on in Meredith, but Brittany does say officially no, that she did not put anything in her room. And this is what Mary says, like, why would she put anything in her room? Like, Meredith is boring. She's not entertaining. She's not anybody to bug a room. Like, it's Meredith. She's bored as hell. And I cannot wait to see this reunion because I want to see where exactly Mary and Meredith are. I just want to see where they are at the reunion, like how they are, because you got to know that Meredith is not gonna like these comments that Mary has been making about her and his defense, about her being boring, about her renting multiple houses. That's why she lives so far away. All these comments, it's been shade, but Meredith does not have a sense of humor like that. She literally thought people was talking about her hearing aid, talking about she had disability. So I'm just saying, like, you got to know that Meredith is not going to like this. So. We're gonna see. I don't know. We'll see. But any thoughts here before I get to the last scene?
See, because I really wanted them to iron out the whole, like, it's like they should have all busted out laughing when Mary said that. I think that it was so ridiculous to a few of them, though. They was just like, I can't even really, say anything back. But I really wanted them to get into the situation with Bronwyn going back and telling Lisa. So I'm glad that Angie did bring it up to try and go ahead and get it ironed out to see exactly what it is that was said so that we can get to the bottom of it. And there's no, because even Lisa's kind of like, damn, what were they saying? Who was it that was saying whatever it was? So I think that was a way for them to be able to get that ironed out and at least get to a point of where we can know who said what and begin the process of getting through it, Yeah. So Meredith bringing that up, I was just like, look, Meredith, I love you, girl, and Brittany is, crazy, but she ain't bugged your room or put a video camera in there. I just don't think out of everyone in that group that you would be the one to do that. And maybe Brittany was up walking around in the kitchen getting some water or some warm milk or something, and she heard you having your coughing attack or whatever it is that she described it as. So maybe that's how she heard it.
I'm surprised that they didn't put her in the other room or put her somewhere else, because remember how it started. Bronwyn thought she should have been in the room in Brittany's space, and Brittany would have been over there. But Brittany was like, "Well, I'm not moving." Remember? Yeah. And so now with this happening, I'm surprised they didn't say, "All right,
go on the switch."
Yeah. I know Brahma would have said, yes, I made it.
Whitney.
She would have said, yes, I made it. I'm Lisa's friend again.
I'm the bestie.
Okay, that would be hilarious if that happened. I'm not gonna lie. I would be like, this cannot be real. All right, so things don't end there because Meredith is not letting this go. Well, she let that go, but there's something else that's bothering her, and it was the comments about her being the one to have more of an issue with, or having an issue at all, or having something to say about Bronwyn's situation with Todd. So they get on the little golf carts. First of all, I love those little golf carts. I like when I go on vacation, I ride them things. Some places will even let you rent them yourselves.
Really?
In Belize, you can actually rent it because we use it to drive around the resort, but also to drive to like another little beach area. Some places.
Okay.
Of course, it's like insurance and shit like that. But yeah.
Shout out to Belize.
I know. Shout out to Belize. It was a cute place when I went. So she wants clarity on what that comment meant. And so then they explained to her that basically what was said was she may have been more supportive of Todd than her because of her own situation. As in, like, she's dealt with that before, whether she did it or Seth did it. Basically, infidelity in her marriage is what she heard and what had her going the way she's about to go. So they walking in, and no shade, they look tired, drunk. Mary's hair was frizzy as hell. Now I know earlier, Angie, the little scene with her and Angie in her.
I like that scene so much.
That scene was really beautiful, and I like how she was like, "Oh, my hair is fried." She's like, "No, your hair is not fried." Well, in the later scene when they coming back from the dinner, baby, Mary's hair was fried and frizzy.
Well, that's how Mary ain't putting a lot of chemicals in it. That's how natural,
I know. But it just, baby, she's like a lion.
It was.
But yeah.
Like, girl, you got a hairstylist here. Like, what let's do. I was like,
David said that black peaked on out, baby. Okay.
Baby, it did, baby. You can see Mary was black then, baby.
Mary said it was Angie. Angie brushed it too much. Okay, baby, no shade. I don't know if that wasn't high body count hair. That was low body count hair. But I just know it's just Mary, like, she was drained, and she did say those margaritas are strong.
She did.
She was a little tipsy.
And I don't think this is like her first season where we've seen her kind of drinking actual alcohol. Before, she would just do like 2003 Dom Perignon champagne, but we've seen her drinking like margaritas and tequila and stuff like that. So I don't know if sis was really ready for that.
It was PBR is very humid as well. So I mean, listen, I'm just saying, she may do hair. I don't know if she's doing sister's hair for real. So she probably didn't know what to do with it, but it's okay. She looked great still. And Mary was definitely tipsy. Carrie said she was giving Annalise. I know that's right. She did. She was looking real tired.
No, she was scooting around, baby.
Oh, this part actually. This is the last part. It's what sent me. So they're going to do a check of all the rooms for like recording devices, and but Meredith is just still going off because she wants clarity on what the hell was said about her and her marriage. So at this moment, she says F it. She storms off. She goes on down the way, and Lisa, follows her. They go into a room, and she is just going off. She's going off about, people talking about her marriage and things like that. So the other ladies, they like, well, since she thinks folks listen, let me go listen. So they're outside the door listening or whatever, trying to see what's going on. And, as Meredith was going off, she's like, and I'm sure you can hear me now. And they all just scurry away from the door.
That was hilarious,
I laughed so hard because it was Whitney for me. It was Whitney and Mary. They got the hell on. It was so funny, such a great episode, and it just solidifies why this franchise is so unique. They are so funny. I thought Meredith was going to say something crazy, but she didn't say anything crazy. Like, she didn't say nobody was having sex with me, everybody in New York and stuff like that. Like somebody did. But any thoughts on this? It just looks like, Meredith is like done and she's about to have a whole meltdown. Meredith, honestly, this season has beat Meredith's ass. Let's just go back. Let's go back. So for one, her bar mitzvah was a fool because of everything that happened. They said she had a hearing aid. They said she was disabled and she was a handicap.
Angie presented her with a scroll.
Angie gave her a scroll. They didn't say she got an eating disorder. They didn't say that she got issues. She aligns herself with infidelities because she's experienced one. Meredith she got into it with Mary. She literally at Mary's party, she got kicked out of her house. Yeah. Meredith has had her ass beat. This entire in her mind. I know if we are seeing this, I know she's probably like, "Woo, this season whooped my ass." It's been, I enjoyed it. But any thoughts on this last scene? On the episode?
Well, I thought the last scene was because Meredith was not. She was like, "Now wait a minute. Now we got to go back to that." Even as they were walking, and Heather seemed like though she didn't really want to go into it or get into it. Now, do I think because Whitney and Heather are not Whitney and Heather and Meredith are supposed to be good this season, like Heather, Meredith, Lisa, they all supposed to be like really, really good and really tight this season. So she probably expected somebody like Whitney to say it or even Angie. But for Heather to say it, I think that's kind of where she takes issue with it. And it is still shady of Heather. And maybe even a bit two-faced because that's supposed to be a homegirl, but yet you saying that she she's more compassionate or take Todd's side because she's been on the receiving end of the marital affair allegations and that she's had emotional affairs with, people and stuff like that. I think Meredith has a right to kind of be questioning Heather about that. Not necessarily the others, but definitely Heather, because they are supposed to be on extremely good terms. So why would you why would you bring that up? So her going off and going in like that, and Lisa's just standing there like, I get it. It was just like, I think that, and when Lisa sees that Heather learns that Heather was a part of it too, I'm intrigued to see how that plays out. If not on the final episode, then at the reunion also. But they weren't taking that. It was like the other girls, Whitney and Angie. Whitney to me is there to do a job. She ain't really taking none of what's going on right now serious. It's like, okay, I said it. I don't care. She even told Lisa to shut the F up about it. So yeah. I like where it ended, and when Mary said maybe that's how Brittany heard her.
By what? By the
when she was screaming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, when she was loud, Mary was like, "Well, that's how." Okay. This scene was just so funny because I like how it was literally giving you the episode, but also the outside too. Yes. And it was like it was in sync. Yeah. But it's when she said, "Hope they can hear me now," and they just scared away from the door.
That lady was mad about that. She's like, "Oh no," because Meredith's been defending her damn marriage since season 2, I think. So
Meredith has had to defend so much from herself this season. Next week, we might play a game next week regarding Mary. I mean Meredith. I'm sorry, I gotta get in my creative juices back. But we might play a game next week because I think as I think about it, this season really has beat Meredith's ass. She has really. It's like it's been so many things going on, but even when this is going on, Meredith has this going on and she escalates it to the top every time.
I was in the comments and they were saying before the episode ended, I just knew Meredith was gonna have an aneurysm because that lady was so upset, especially in that sprinter. The way she was talking, it was like veins was popping.
Yeah. You talking about when Brittany was recording, or are you talking about?
When Brittany was recording.
Oh,
and at the end, it's like the way she just kind of get so
She
worked
was
up.
lunging up. You are vile. You are like the way the camera was in it. The picture that I chose for the episode to use for the channel is like her all leaned up like this. Like she is so funny. Meredith is like, she's the same person.
You need to leave.
Like, where's she gonna go, girl? Y'all on the bus. Y'all in Mexico. I mean, hello. She gotta get a passport. She gotta get on the plane. It's not just that easy.
And made Brittany lose her damn breath. Brittany couldn't even catch her breath.
Brittany was like, who I was trying to I was trying to record for my daughter's recital. That I was laughing so hard. I have never seen an adult cry like that.
Man, that damn Brittany.
All right, so we got one call in the queue. I'm gonna let them on, and then we're gonna get out of here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I know y'all see Amanda in Art World in the chat saying hit that like button. It's been a really good show, so I'm excited for the finale next week. They have a 3-part reunion. The reunion looks came out. We didn't talk about it today, so we'll do that probably next week. And we'll discuss that then. And Jamie, I think Jamie and Shantae will be here next week as well. But if not, somebody will be here. So we'll see. But I'm gonna let this caller on, and we'll close out soon. Hey, classy lady. Now you ain't got no cough medicine tonight, do you?
Wait, hold on. No. That was how I wanted to start off.
Okay.
I made sure I have a drinking caffeinated water.
Okay.
I took Dayquil earlier. Okay, so I can redeem myself. I don't really remember what I said yesterday, but I decided I was not gonna watch the replay. Because what it is, and
it is. Listen, we always on scissor last night with you. It was good.
it is what it is, and you know what? Just keep it moving.
Okay, what you got for Salt Lake City? What you got?
Okay, well, like I said, first of all, I want to say I'm so glad that you guys decided to continue on the Salt Lake City uh, train for the season, and I'm glad that you guys were not disappointed by it. So, because I hate to have been such an advocate and then it sucked. So, I'm glad that it actually did well. I was wondering, what your thoughts on this? You know how you always notice how everybody's always trying to, except for Mary, trying to get on Lisa's good side, be Lisa's best friend and whatever. But do you notice how, at least I noticed towards the end of the episode, that really Lisa follows Meredith a lot. Like if anything, like when Meredith was upset about, I forgot what she was upset about. About the allegations. She was like, she ran in. She was the only person who ran in there to make sure Meredith was okay. When they were in Palm Springs, and had a little separation, it was Meredith and Lisa. It's like it's always those two, and I feel like Lisa kind of like, it's kind of like how everybody runs up to Lisa's behind. I think she kind of runs up to Meredith. That's just my personal opinion. I think that Brittany is a habitual liar. I think that she was. I don't think that she was going to send it to any blogs. Personally, I think that she was going to like send it to Jared and just to get like points, be like, oh, look, I'm so cool, I'm hanging out with these ladies, see, I'm on the show with these ladies and they're talking so crazy, or stuff like that. And I can see him really wanting to be in the gossip and in the juice, because for him to be DMing Mary, and then I watched on Watch What Happens Live with Whitney, who dyed her hair red for some reason. Um, was saying that at the uh, whatever party that Jared crashed, he was saying all these nice, wonderful like things um to Mary and everything, and Mary was like elbowing her, like, see, see, he's crazy. Stop talking to me, So I don't know, but I personally think, because I don't think that anybody legitimate would have taken it from her, because I just don't see her doing that. I see her trying to be cool with with her friends or whoever she wants to sleep with next. I don't know, but that's all I saw. But I think that she deflected at the table with the whole, oh, I slept with Jared. Yes, we all know you slept with Jared. And but why are you recording us? Recording is a big deal on Atlanta, when that one girl had Nini's friend had a possible recording. It was a humongous deal, So recordings are a big deal on this franchise. So anyway, point being, I like Angie K. I like that she called that out. I'm excited to see um what's going to happen on the season finale. Last night they were saying on Watch What Happens Live that something's going to be revealed or something, but they was trying to hype stuff, but it is something really cool was something really important was going to happen, and that's it. That's all I have for you today. So hopefully that was a lot more coherent and than yesterday.
I was fine. Listen, if you want to call and take some cough medicine, that's fine. But just know we are on air. So these videos will be up forever. Listen. But it's okay.
In my mind, it sounded fine.
in my how that goes.
In my head, I was like, "Oh, this is good stuff," and I'm just saying it. But when it coming out of my mouth, I don't think it matched. But
that's okay.
Hey, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep it moving.
Well, thank you for calling in, classy lady, and we're gonna get out of here, okay?
Thank you. Bye.
All right. All right, we don't have any more callers. So next week is the finale. I'm excited for that. And we've made it through another show. Potomac is coming to an end. Thank God. I have not really enjoyed it. And unfortunately, we're only on episode 6 of Beverly Hills. My God, it's gonna be a long season.
Beverly Hills is a long season for y'all. So.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. All right, y'all. Y'all make sure. Thank you, Classy Lady, for calling in. I will say this, I love me some Classy Lady, whether she on cough syrup or not, because Classy Lady, believe it or not, was one of the main advocates for keeping this show on. She even said, she was like, shit, put me on the panel. Keep Salt Lake City, like keep reviewing Salt Lake City. So I will always, and you all should always adore Salt Lake City, because she is a good percentage of why we're still here. So with that being said, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Antonio, thank you for being here. Next week, it'll be myself or Jamie or Shantae or Antonio. Somebody will be here. We'll be reviewing the show. We're going to be here to finish the season out.
We're going to finish it out. Yes.
So with that being said, thank y'all. And we will see y'all next week. Y'all be safe. And I'll be safe too. Good. All right. Good night.
Peace.